Okay, so shout out to y'all, right? Uh oh, let me show you this. Or we not added to the you see that right there? Hello, hello. So it's a public stream, right? Check this out. Look at right there, the first woman. And it does kind of you know what it makes me think of? It makes me think of Independence Day right there. You see that? So Independence Day, right? Yes, it's Independence Day. I hope y'all are doing good out there. Hope y'all are doing good. I don't think I've been awake this early in a little while, but I'm here with you, okay? So look at this story. And that makes me, besides the Independence Day, right? So when did women get their independence?
According to National Archives, passed by Congress June 4, 1919, and ratified on August 18, 1920, the 19th Amendment granted women the right to vote.
And that would be my birthday, August 18th, right? That's interesting right there. Wow. Okay, so Independence Day thing. You know, you see that 1919 right there? That's amazing. We're gonna have to come back to that though. All right, so we're gonna get into this right here. Look, and First Lady doesn't. It's like First Lady. Doesn't that make you think of like politics? We just our last decode. We hit major on that. Okay, and it just happens like that all the time, right? So you get like the First Lady with Independence Day, the Seattle Kraken. Here, let me play a clip here. I don't think I'm gonna take a chance and play this ESPN clip. Okay, hopefully it flies, right?
The Seattle Kraken have hired Jessica Campbell as the first full-time female assistant coach in NHL history. This is huge. It isn't the first time Campbell has made history. In 2022, the Kraken hired Campbell as an assistant coach for their AHL affiliate of the Coachella Valley Thunderbirds, where she became the first woman behind the bench.
I'm humbled, obviously, to be in this position, and you speak to the word first, to be the first, but that's never really where my focus is. It's always on the work, it's on the impact, it's on the job, and you know, there's a lot to this game and to this job, and so I'm never taking for granted. But I think the biggest thing is that I'm reminded often, and it just puts a lot of meaning into the work. And I know that if the team has success and that my impact is a good one, then it could potentially open up doors for others.
Okay, so I'm a little bit more awake after watching that clip there. Let's play this other one.
The news is official. Jessica Campbell announced to Dan Bylsma's staff. Now, as we've talked about on Locked on Kraken, we're expecting Jessica Campbell to have an impact and work probably with special teams, the power play in particular. We've talked about her qualifications, the fact that she's been a speed coach, something that Dan Bylsma wants to add to the Seattle Kraken. We know from her conversations that she's had with us on Locked on Kraken that player development is of the utmost importance to her. And we've already seen what Jessica Campbell can do in the likes of Ty Cartier, undrafted AHL rookie, played 77 games with the Seattle Kraken and got 20 points in his NHL rookie season. We'll have more for you in the coming days on Locked on Kraken.
All right, so here she is right here. And look, it's Independence Day. Remember we played the Beyonce video a little bit, right? Girls rule the effing world, the mother effing world. Is that what she said? Look at that June 24th birthday. What was that date we got over here? When did women get their independence? What was that? June 4th. Her birthday's on the 24th then, and it's the year 24. But look, it's just 20 days after that date. And remember the 1919 right there, okay? So I'm a little bit more awake now. So let's go forward. So look at Dan Bilesma right here. So he's the hockey coach here for the Seattle Kraken. And what is a Kraken? What is a Kraken out there, right? Let's see. And look, former Penguins head coach. Do you see how it says again? This is look at how it says Stanley Cup. Remember, kind of like Eminem. My tea's gone cold. I'm wondering why. Of course, former Penguins head coach and Stanley Cup champion, right? Dan Bilesma. So she's going to be his assistant on the Kraken. And what is a Kraken?
Certainly all those stories about attacking ships and pulling them over and devouring sailors and so forth, I do believe those were all fantasy. But you have to remember the context and the era in which these stories arose. And this was back in the days of old, 15th century, 16th, 17th century, and so forth. Sailors were at sea for a very long time. And when they saw these animals, in those days they had no idea what they were. In trying to explain this phenomenon, they would come up with myths and stories about what these animals were. And so they sometimes were called kraken. And this was a huge, monstrous animal up in the northern waters in Norway and so forth.
Okay. It's make believe, right? You see that? Stay away from the water. Basically, right? So here's Dan Bilesma. Did he say Kraken or Kraken? Let's see. Let me go over here. How do you pronounce Kraken? Let's see.
Kraken.
Okay, we're going with Kraken.
Kraken.
That's what we're doing. Okay, so let's look at this make believe creature right here on Independence Day. Shout out to y'all. Okay, who's watching? Who knows? It's supposed to be YouTube. So we have 7/4/47 with the date. Let me type Independence Day over here. We know we get 74, right? Let's see. Ooh, Independence has that 55. And that's been hitting massive heavy with the decodes, huh? 226. Interesting. Let me finish putting it here. Yeah, we know. Yeah, you get today's date. 70. Look at that right there. Let's look at Dan Bilesma. Dan Bilesma is born in 1970, y'all. 3:19 a.m. in Arizona right now. Look, Dan Bilesma, she's the assistant to him. Look, you see how he's born on the 19th? Remember we got that 19 right here? Right there, look. Passed by Congress June 4th, 1919. Her birthday's 20 days later. 1919 and ratified on August 18th. Look at that. The 19th Amendment granted women the right to vote, as we're here like in its Independence Day, right? That's interesting. So let's explain Independence Day. Oh, let me do it like this. Right here. Explain Independence Day to me.
According to World Relief, on July 4th, people across the U.S. will celebrate Independence Day with family and friends. This day commemorates events in 1776 when the Second Continental Congress officially adopted the Declaration of Independence, declaring the colony's independence from Britain.
So that's amazing how we get this women thing. And Kamala Harris is trending as well. Look at the flags even. But look, right here, check this out. Kamala Harris trending heavily, right? She's in her 60th year of life right there. It looks like Donald Trump equals 60. Who's that? Her spouse's name starts with a D. Douglas. Look, she's trending right here. She's trending as well. So that's just Kamala Harris, a top Biden replacement with VP polling. Look, that's just interesting for sure. Look, Willie Brown is connected over there. And whoever that other character is, all connected right there. Appreciate y'all. So look, so we kind of got like a little bit familiar with what's going on here. I'm here to help show these connections. And in this code with the language, look at woman equals 24. And we are in the year 24. Think about it. Taylor Swift wins the Super Bowl. Basically, right? That's what it's come to. And, you know, Beyonce again has the Country Carter album, and she said girls rule the mother effing world. Isn't that what she said? Again, we played the clip last night during the live. As in we, I say I, as in us. Look at this. I mean, even Woman and Jessica, of course, are going to match up with this code here. And it's not my code. Canadian ice hockey coach. Did they say she played as well? Let's look. Let's go over here. Is there a Wikipedia? Yeah. Oh, look at her middle name, Eve. Like the first. Look at that. Hold on. Is somebody here? Is anybody here? Did you see her middle name, Eve, right there? Oh, yeah. This is why we do it. Oh, God. This is why we do it. So she's got the middle name, Eve. You see that right there? Damn. Let me open up another tab. Explain Adam and Eve. Who's Eve? The man names the woman Eve because she was the mother of all living. You see that? Adam and Eve. Wow.
According to Wikipedia, Adam and Eve, according to the creation myth of the Abrahamic religions, were the first man and woman.
Woo. Oh my dude. Does anybody, they don't want to tell you that? Hey, can I get a job hey, I get a decoding the news counter media decodes job? Do I have to do that myself or what? Well, damn, I wish I wasn't deceived since an early age. You know, that may have helped. But anyways, yeah. Not happening at this point. But I appreciate y'all. Look at this. Adam and Eve. Wow. Who would have known? Damn. All right. That's amazing. Let me go back over here. So look at that name. Jessica Eve Campbell. Wow. So that just goes along with the Independence Day thing. Did I copy and paste? Did I copy that? We're gonna have to paste that full name right there. On Independence Day. Okay, you get that 108 right there. Just like Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. And Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., our president, right now. That's amazing because his name also equals 126 and 243. So look at what Jessica Eve Campbell, First Lady here, First Woman, on the bench. Is that what they said? Right? Wow, look at that. 162, 324. Just the mix up. And let me put Biden. This is amazing, y'all. Her middle name is Eve. Okay. Hey, and the guy told you stories, fantasy with what is a Kraken, make believe, right? Freaking wow, dude. Wow. I'm like 60% awake now. Okay? So look, let me enter that. Now let me show you Biden's full name. In his selection year and woman equals 24. Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. Look at that. See, you get the 108, you get the 243 and the 126, and those numbers were just mixed up with the first woman, Eve. Her middle name is Eve.
The Seattle Kraken have hired Jessica Campbell as the first full-time female assistant coach in NHL history. This is huge.
Her middle name is Eve. Okay, look right here. Damn. Okay, look, assistant coach in the language. Okay, I guess we hit from different angles here. Right? These numbers, when they land like this, last name Campbell 152, just like assistant coach. Verification on the volume. Don't be scared, y'all. Or what's up? You're gonna be able to see this even though it's a public stream. You'll be able to see it when it ends. Counter media decodes with positive magic and positive energy. It's that time, y'all. It's really that time. It's that time. Are we here? Are we here? I don't know. Maybe I was muted. Who knows? But for real, it's that time. Assistant coach. Look at 152.44 in the code here. With forwards with the language or ordinal ABC 123, right? We know that. If you don't, hello, welcome. Look at Campbell if you reverse just the alphabet we're born into. I don't know about y'all. I was born into this language right here. Okay? Seattle 44 like Campbell, an assistant coach right here. And look at this. Dan Bilesma, she's going to be the assistant. Okay? Under Dan Bilesma, look how you get 152 and you get that 28 there. I think did I forget what that is right now? The 28. That's okay because look at the 152s and 44s. And we'll find out why the 28's there, won't we? But you know what else equals 152? It's Joe Biden in Pennsylvania, where Joe Biden's from. Correct? Yes, it is. Let's pull up Biden real quick. Remember his vice president, Biden. I can hand enter it. It's cool. Let's do this. Biden, right here. Of course, heavily trending. We know that. We know that. So there's Biden right there. Well, like I said, Joe Biden and Pennsylvania. You see how his name is matched? Jessica Eve Campbell, first woman. synced up here with the story. Let's go back over here real quick. Okay, you see it right there, okay? Jessica Campbell will be the first woman on the NHL bench as assistant coach with the Kraken. And that 19 lands, doesn't it? And it's going to land again with that date for the female independence, 1919. And all of that, correct? It's going to land. That's all the picks they give us? Oh, okay, there we go. Right there. So let me show you. Did I show you Joe Biden? No, I didn't. Let's go over here. So look, again, Joe Biden. When we just put Joe Biden. Oh, I got to spell it right. Right there, 152 and 44. Okay. And look, he's born in Pennsylvania. Scranton. Look, 152, and there's that 64 again. You see that? That's all. That's just it. I mean, a lot of us a lot of us may know that, but again, if you don't know that, you can look at it right there and just type it in on your phone. Or if you have a computer, whatever, that's it. And look, it's pretty simple. And wouldn't you say it's amazing? So I guess I have to show you this, right? You know, how could I not help show this? So let's go back over here and look at I don't know why that 28, we may figure that out later. I don't know why. It doesn't, it's just there, I guess. But look at, oh, you know what? It lands later, it does. So let's try to remember Dan Bilesma 28. I'll go ahead and let me do this. Dan Bilesma 28. Right there. I'll put it right there, okay? You know what I'm saying? We'll see. I have like a regular coffee here. I know that. Is Bilesma sipping on, is that Starbucks right there? What is that? Yes, it is, huh? Is that you, or are you know what's going on? So let's go forward. Look at Coachella Valley. Spent the past 2 seasons working as assistant for Seattle's AHL affiliate, Coachella Valley, alongside Bilesma, who was hired in late May as the head coach for Kraken. You see that? Immediate questions about whether Campbell would be making the move. But look at that 79 right there. 79-day span. That was Wednesday right there. From that day to Dan Bilesma birthday. And again, look at his birthday on the 19th. Remember, let me show you again. Look at right here. The 64 just landed with Joe Biden, didn't it? Yes, it did. Passed by Congress. Right there. 6-4, but look, 1919. And you see that right there? Born on the 19th. And remember, he's born in the year 1970. Let's go over here and look at the 64 again, syncing up with Pennsylvania and Joe Biden right there. And was it Independence Day that had that 70? Independence Day has that 70. Bilesma born in 70. Independence Day again 74. Today is 7/4 Independence Day. This woman's story, if you watch my live last night, it's not a coincidence that we started connecting with some of these manly former first ladies, correct? Yes. And we pulled up Barbara Bush as well, and I was shocked, okay? So anyways, Look at this right here. Okay. And check this out. She will, and in doing so, break through another barrier for women in hockey. Emily Engel-Notsky was hired by the Washington Capitals in 2022 as video coach. That's interesting because this is a Seattle, Washington, right? Seattle Kraken? Isn't that interesting? So you get Washington, D.C., and then the state. And look what happened when I was doing the research over here. When I was looking up that Notsky character, look what happened. I spelt it wrong, and look what popped up when I was doing the research. You see that right there? That's definitely interesting. That was just interesting. That popped up when, I don't know, it's interesting. Just because I had one letter off, you know what I mean? But that Washington connection with DC, and look at this. Okay, and Washington Capitals. Remember Capitol Records, according to Gina Dysart during our live last night, was the label for Heart, and we did the Ann Wilson cancer sympathy with her, right? And her sister Nancy. But anyways, we connected that. Look at Washington Capitals. Here you get capitals, right? Washington, DC, Seattle, Washington, Kraken, some kind of make-believe character. Look at Jessica Campbell they bring up in the article. Or no. She's the first lady with the middle name Eve here. First woman. Syncing up with politics in DC. Jessica Campbell, 275, reverse with the language, same cipher. Washington Capitals, and they bring up again this other character, Washington Capitals. What's up, y'all, with the language here? Amazing, don't you think? On Independence Day, look at her middle name. Let's ask Google. I want Google to tell us. Jessica Campbell's full name.
According to Wikipedia, Jessica Eve Campbell, born June 24, 1992, is a Canadian assistant ice hockey coach for the Seattle Kraken in the National Hockey League and former forward with the Canadian women's national team.
92. Hold on. Look at how assistant coach equals 226. Let me highlight it. Look at how independence equals 226 over there. Excuse me, independence does equal 226 like assistant coach. Look at assistant coach in reverse. Right there. 226. Let me put independence in. No way. Independence equals 226. Right there. Independence equals 226. Assistant coach 226. Wow. Well, since we're here, no. Let's go back over here. Damn.
Certainly all those stories about attacking ships and pulling them over and devouring sailors and so forth, I do believe those were all fantasy. But you have to remember the context and the era in which these stories arose. And this was back in the days of old, 15th century and 16th, 17th century and so forth. Sailors were at sea for a very long time. And when they saw these animals, in those days they had no idea what they were. In trying to explain this phenomenon, they would come up with myths and stories about what these animals were. And so they sometimes were called Kraken. And this was a huge, monstrous animal up in the northern waters in Norway and so forth.
The news is official. Jessica Campbell announced to Dan Bilesma's staff. Now, as we've talked about on Locked on Kraken, we're expecting Jessica Campbell to have an impact and work probably with special teams, the power play in particular. We've talked about her qualifications, the fact that she's been a speed coach, something that Dan Bilesma wants to add to the Seattle Kraken. We know from her conversations that she's had with us on Locked on Kraken that player development is of the utmost importance to her. And we've already seen what Jessica Campbell can do in the likes of Ty Cartier, undrafted AHL rookie, played 77 games with the Seattle Kraken and got 20 points in his NHL rookie season. We'll have more for you in the coming days on Locked on Kraken.
It's just not a coincidence. Remember Dan Bilesma had the 28, right? Look at Campbell equals 28, right? Let's take a short break. I mean, come on. Independence Day. Shout out to everybody out there, shout out to the women. There's my birthday, August 18th, right there. And yeah, Dan Bilesma equals 28. Dan Bilesma 28. And you see Seattle 107. That's the 28th prime number. Campbell 28, Seattle 82. And remember Dan Bilesma, we saw that 28 earlier in that dark blue cipher right there. Same thing. She's got the middle name Eve. Just amazing, don't you think? And we'll probably pick our next decode maybe live. And I want to start working on a couple other side decodes as well. I need to start a Kurt Cobain decode at some point, which will be on the Math 2Con 2 channel. And look, we have I1. Are we connected with I1 right now? Yes, we are. This is, if you click more down below, you can link up with that channel because it's going to be hard to find. Okay, so this is yeah, I think I'm at 80% now awake. Now I'm at 80%. Okay, I'm starting to heat up here. So we're on slide 13. Look at Jessica Campbell. So it's Eve, Jessica Eve, the first woman NHL bench. Is that what they say? Right here. Let's look at it again. Right over here. Trending. Oh, it's in my algorithm probably too, right? But it shows how everything, it's like what's going on with these numbers and these patterns. We see how you do it here. Think about the Space Needle as well. That's interesting. And Seattle. Come on. Washington, and we saw Washington, D.C., but will be the first woman on the NHL bench as assistant coach with the Seattle Kraken, as Kamala Harris is heavily trending. Right here, what's going to happen with Biden? Who knows? But Jessica Campbell equals 130. Birthday 1030. Like 130. Remember, politics equals 113 and 103, isn't it? And so does BS as well. 103 and 113. And remember the name and all of the connections with Biden already? Politics 103, 113. BS, which politics is 103, 113. Definitely a deception number, I would have to say, right? Definitely a deception number. Okay, so you see how we land here? You kind of see how we land here, right? And there's the 19 again. 119 days before her birthday. Again, Dan Bilesma, she's going to be the assistant under him now, okay? He's born on the 19th of his month, September, which is the 9th month, correct? Seattle 19, assistant coach 91. Remember over here, 1919 passed by Congress and ratified on August 18th. The 19th Amendment. We forgot that earlier. I forgot to say that earlier. The 19th Amendment. You see that? And there's the 1 and the 9 again. Think about Seattle and the Space Needle. And the 19. How about that? And 64 equals Pennsylvania and Joe Biden. We land, and we land heavy over here. And 818, 8 plus 18 is 26. Joseph equals 26 for Joe Biden. Hello, y'all. How about that? Does that land heavy? It lands heavy. How about that? Big time, don't you think? I think so. I'm looking forward to eating. I'm hungry. Look at that. And again, Bilesma with the 19/9 birthday, all of it. You see it connect with Independence Day, Women's Independence. Look at this. The Kraken founded December 4th, 2018. So you could say the anniversary of the founding this year. Look, December 4th, the 339th day of the year, like 39. When Kraken equals 39, and the 3993 was landing heavy in the last live we did. And I don't put out a lot of videos. Might as well do the live, right? But I'll try to mix in some videos at some point, but it doesn't matter. Check the live section. Is that what I hope that says that on the channel? I can't remember. But y'all usually get to see this. More people will see it after it's live. interesting. But look at that right there. Now there will be a woman on the bench. I'm humbled, obviously, to be in this position. And you speak to the word first, to be the first. Remember, her middle name's Eve. What the? They don't want to tell you that? I got your back. Her middle name's Eve. But that's never really where my focus is. It's always on the work. It's on the impact. It's on the job. There's a lot on this Independence Day, y'all. Bilesma, born in 70. Independence equals 70. Assistant coach 226, like Independence. Was it Independence Day? One of them? Shout out, everybody. Campbell was a decorated player in the NCAA. The Canadian, remember Drake trending heavy too. Rick Ross jumped in Canada as far as this world stage. Okay? She was a former women's hockey league. She was in the Canadian Women's Hockey League and Canada's women's national team. Remember, woman equals 24. What is woman? Let me put women in there. Women equals 70. Bilesma born in 70. Independence equals 70, doesn't it? Oh my God. Independence Day equals 70. I said we land heavy blows over here. We land heavy blows over here. As long as our mic's on. As long as our mic's on, we land heavy blows over here, don't we? We do. We do. Independence Day. Everybody needs to at least be safe today, right? Don't drink and drive, first and foremost. I want to at least put that positive energy out there as we counter the media with the decodes, right? So they just talk about she hung up her skates here. Look how it says 2017. And that was yesterday's date when you add up 20 plus 17, the third day of the 7th month. Mm-hmm. She's 32. She's 32. Okay. The NHL Coaches Association launched a female coaches development program in 2021 with the goal of growing the pool of available candidates. Even before joining the league in 21, the Kraken were at the forefront of giving women opportunities in hockey operations. Current assistant GM Alexandra Mandrycky was one of the first front office hires made by the franchise in 2018 as director of hockey administration, and was part of the group that led the search for a GM that ended with the hire of Ron Francis. Seattle also hired Hall of Famer Cami Granado as a pro scout. And, as a pro scout in 2019, a role she held before joining the Vancouver Canucks. I thought I saw Vancouver in there with the Rick Ross scripted jumping of him and his crew or whatever. I still didn't catch the footage. I saw them talking before, and then I saw some footage after, but I didn't. Maybe it's out there. Maybe I didn't search right. I don't know. But yeah, for real. Along with Campbell, the Kraken filled another spot on the coaching staff by hiring Bob Woods as one of Bilesma's assistants. I thought I had a 22, but I don't know. So here she is. Again, this is amazing. Freaking amazing. Okay, I think everything landed with the volume. Solid 45, 50-minute decode there. For sure. Let's get through. I have a few more picks here we can show. Here. Independence Day. Do I have to change the thumbnail? Magic. Let's get 100 people to see it. Magic. Well, let's play one clip.
The Seattle Kraken have hired Jessica Campbell as the first full-time female assistant coach in NHL history. This is huge. It isn't the first time Campbell has made history. In 2022, the Kraken hired Campbell as an assistant coach for their AHL affiliate of the coach.
So that's cool, because I don't know about that footage. You know what I'm saying? But yes, y'all. Yes. Appreciate everybody, of course. Let's see what else is trending real quick, and let's pick. We have that Kamala Harris one, but let me update this. That's self-explanatory. We already did the Hurricane Barrel. These trending stories here. What's open on? Nope. Let's click on entertainment. Let's see. For Love Island USA, superfan Ariana Maddox hosting the show does not feel like work. Mayhem and Despicable Me. 7 Samurai at 70. Kurosawa's epic still moves like nothing else. Let's look at sports. Let's go ahead and pick our next trending story. Otani elected. Let's see. There was a baseball one that was interesting. Oh, we got that LeBron thing. We're good on that. Otani elected to start at DH in 4th straight All-Star game. Joins Judge. I don't think I'm going to pick one right now, y'all. I'm going to have to look. Those are kind of boring. We've hit on all of those characters too. So I'll find something here shortly, and I'll just go ahead and, I guess, naturally just let me add this. I want to at least end right here. So appreciate everybody once again. Jessica Campbell will be the first woman on an NHL bench as assistant coach with the Seattle Kraken. There's always more there, of course. Okay, if anybody wants to add anything. And Independence Day, that's amazing with the connection with the woman's independence. And we hit on the fictional creature or whatever, the Kraken. Until next time, y'all.